Shalom. Welcome to this news update from the latest news in Israel. Today is December 5th, the 9th of Kislev, and we're going to have a quick glance at the top stories involving Israel. If you've seen this email, you've probably seen the link to my cheat sheet. We're going to be going over a lot of those stories and some more, so it pays to click on that and read that through a one-page sheet, giving you just a quick glance at Israel news. The top story, obviously, and hopefully, I'm hoping to give one of these updates when it won't be the top story, but that won't be until Iran decides either to get new leaders or to change its strategy of trying to get nuclear weapons. But right now, what we're finding is that Robert Einhorn, who's a senior diplomat from the United States State Department, released some information yesterday coming out of South Korea on a visit that he was in South Korea. And when someone like this, who's in a high position, but someone that we don't necessarily know, releases a statement like this, it's generally a strategically released statement. In other words, it's not coming directly from the White House, it's not coming directly from the State Department, but this senior diplomat is given the go-ahead and said, hey, mention this to a couple of reporters so the message gets out there. And basically what he released a statement saying is that the time is getting very short. And if sanctions don't work very quickly, action is going to have to be taken. It's a striking comment coming from the United States because while the United States has always said that it won't take any option off the table, meaning it's willing to bomb in Iran if need be, it's never straight out come out and said it might just happen. And this is a stronger statement coming out of the United States, and something that we're happy to see. This comes on the heels of last week's, get ready for this one, 100-0 vote in the United States Senate. Great job to all our pro-Israel advocates who worked so hard to make sure that that vote came down in such a strong fashion. It was against the Obama administration's hoping that the sanctions wouldn't come down so strong so as not to upset the world's economy. The United States Senate sent a strong message that no, we need to pass these sanctions, we need to sanction Iran's oil, and we need to sanction Iran's central bank. Both of those need to happen. We're waiting now to see what the House does, and then to see if President Obama will pass those sanctions. In the meantime, what we're hoping to see is that Iran will get the message. Yesterday, Prime Minister Netanyahu came out with a strong statement, but a hidden one. And this was in a speech commemorating the death of David Ben-Gurion. There's an annual memorial ceremony for the first Prime Minister of Israel, David Ben-Gurion, who we're all familiar with. And David Ben-Gurion, in this statement, Prime Minister Netanyahu, and I'll quote, I just want to read it, I apologize, said as follows: "At the end of the day, Ben-Gurion was ready to make difficult decisions for the future of our people." Now, many understood that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not only talking about David Ben-Gurion, but talking about the preparations that he himself is making in a hard decision of whether or not to go to war with Iran, which will result in many Israeli casualties. This statement from Prime Minister Netanyahu seems to be saying that Israeli prime ministers, by definition, have a tough choice of making some very difficult decisions for the future of our people, decisions that look like lose-lose and not win-win, and that is and he's prepared to make those decisions. That could be a harbinger or a message stating that he is ready to go to war. Next on the list we have Syria, where President Assad has, just a little context here, President Assad has spent the last couple of months killing about 4,000 of his people, including 300 children, all who would like to see him out of power, along with millions of other Syrians. And President Assad, who unbelievably does not get the message of Muammar Gaddafi being shot and killed and Saddam Hussein being hanged, does not see where this path leads and is still clinging to power. Can't imagine it's going to last that long. He has been sanctioned not only by the European Union, not only by the world, but by the Arab League itself, has been acting both rationally and irrationally. Over the weekend we saw him firing Scuds off, seemingly threatening the Western world that if you come in and invade, I'll fight back. He does not have the army to even come close to being able to fight back in a capable manner. But then this morning, accepting the demands of the Arab League, so we'll see which way this goes. I can't imagine that President Assad will be in power that much longer. Shaul Mofaz, the former head of the Israeli army, came out today, now a Knesset member, came out today and said that he's worried that President Assad might just start a war with Israel to divert attention away from what he's doing and away from the fact that his people do not want him to stay in power. Lastly, Egypt. Egypt is getting very worrisome. Last week, the Islamists and the hardliners in Egypt had a tremendous victory in the elections. It's going to take a little while until that transition to power, by a little while we mean months, until that transition to power takes place. But we're worried that terrorists wanting to further their agenda and the hardline agenda will take this as an opportunity. And in fact, this morning, Israel canceled all school trips to Eilat out of fear that there might be a terror attack. And that's it for now. Again, don't forget to check out the cheat sheet. I hope you found this informative. Please pass it on to your friends. All the best.